Krishna, when we think about Krishna, who do we think about? Do we think about that little Bala Gopal who is newly born, feet and hands in the air, kicking and screaming and bawling out for his life? Maya, Maya, Maya. Or do we think about Chutti Chutti Gaya, Chutti Chutti Gwan, the chubby little legs running, chasing after the Gaya? Or do we think about Murali Krishna, Mukunda Krishna, Mohana Krishna, Krishna Krishna? That Krishna who enchanted the entire village of Vrindavan by playing his sweet Vasuli. Or do we think about Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, that beloved, that pran, that breath, that life of Radha, Radharani? Or do we think about Shankar Chakradhara, Vaijayanti Dhara, that universal form of Lord Krishna who appeared in the Kurukshetra battlefield to relate Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna? So many wonderful, wonderful forms of Krishna. He comes in every form imaginable so that we can relate to him and so that he can set an example for us. This evening's story that I am going to give is one that is very, very dear to my heart. So there was this old fruit seller, and she lived in Mathura. You know the story? And so this fruit seller, she had heard from many people who had come from Vrindavan about this child called Krishna. And she had heard, everybody had said, once you see Krishna, you cannot think about anything else. And even if for some reason, by some miracle, you are able to bring your mind back to your business or to your regular life, you lose your heart because it stays there with Krishna. And so from the moment she heard about Krishna, she decided she must go see him. And so every day she would take her basket, and even though she was old and even though she was bent, with the skill of a professional, she would place that basket filled with fruit on her head, and she would balance it and walk to Gokula. And she would read saying, Pala Pala Lo, Pala Pala Lo, Aire Saki, Pala Pala Lo, Pala Lo. Take fruits, fruits. Come and take fruits, everybody. Sweet fruits. Aire Saki. Come, my friends. Come, my friends. Come and take fruits. And this was her song. But this particular day, she could think of nothing but Kanha. And as she got closer to the village, she started smelling butter. And she's like, almost there. He must be near. And as she walked, she saw little cowherd children playing, and her eyes searched for them, because all she wanted to catch a glimpse of was that little peacock feather, and she would know for a fact that that was Kanha. Many, many times she had come to the village looking for him, but he had always been sleeping or visiting with somebody else, and she was never able. And so today she decided, if I don't see him, I'm giving up my life right here. Because she had become intoxicated without even seeing Kanha, just by hearing about him. She had become intoxicated with the thought of seeing Kanha. And so she walked closer and closer to Nanda Bhavan, the home of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya. She's calling out, searching, her eyes searching, but she's calling out, Pal pal lo, aayi re saki, pal pal lo, Gopal bol, aayi re Kanha, Govind bol. Without even realizing it, her song went from take fruits to where is Kanha? Where is Krishna? Govinda, Gopal, where are you? And so she's calling on to Leela. And so as she gets closer to Nanda Baba, she sits under a tree. Remember that tree that Lord Shiva sat under? She sits under that very tree, right outside of Nanda Maharaj's house. And she's only thinking about whether or not she would be able to see him. And she's calling, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Keshav Madhava, Govinda Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Bol. Hari Hari Bol, 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 Hari Hari Bol. Selling something, his mommy would go to the kitchen and she would take up some grains and she would carry it outside and she would give it to them and they would give her whatever she wanted. So he said, So he runs to the kitchen and he fills his hands, his tiny little hands, with as much grains as he could possibly fill into those two little hands. He fills it with grains and he's about to go outside. Meanwhile, this old fruit seller, she is hearing ching, 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 ching. As the steps get faster, she is hearing sound of the anklets and Krsna used to wear this little waist chain with a little bell. So she is hearing the chinging and the sound, and her ears perks up immediately because she recognizes that the sound is coming from inside the house. Could it be? Could it be Krsna? This Krsna that I have heard so much about, this Krsna that I have pictured in my mind a million times. Could it be that I am finally going to get the darshan of my little Leela, of my Krsna? And so she stands firmly up and she stares at the doorway. But just as quick as the sound starts, it stops. And she thinks, no, I can't be disappointed today. I will give up my life right here. I can't be disappointed today. And with a burst of energy, Krsna erupts through the door and he's running with his two little feet running, and he goes towards her and he pushes out his hands and he says, fruits, I want fruits. He looks down at his hands and he realizes that most of the grains have fallen out, they've trickled out through his fingers. And he looks at it and realizing what has happened and thinking, no grains, no fruits, he bursts into tears. And this fruit seller, she looks at him and she bursts into tears because she can't for a second believe that finally she has been able to see her little Krsna. And even though he's as dark as a storm cloud, his eyes are as bright as the sun. And he is the most beautiful thing that she has ever laid her eyes on. No matter how many times she has tried to picture this image of this child, she has never been able to come up with the vastness of the beauty that he is. Can somebody's heart be overflowing with joy and sadness at the same time? She doesn't know if she's more overjoyed at seeing him or if she's more heartbroken at seeing him cry. And so she says, Nahi babe, Nahi, come tell me what you want. And so Krsna goes to her and he says, mangoes, bananas, apples, all of them. I want all of them. And so she says, okay. And so he takes the few grains that he has and he flings it into the basket. And she says, but I have one condition. So Krsna is saying, tell me you're giving me fruits, now you're telling me there's a condition? What is this condition? So she says, I will give you anything you want. I will give you all the fruits in my basket. But you have to sit on my lap and call me Maya. So Krsna, now he is in a dilemma. Because this fruit seller, she is considered to be a low class. And Krsna is from a royal family. Krsna is thinking, if my mother sees me sitting on this lady lap, what is she going to see? If my friends see me sitting on this lady lap, I will never hear the end of this. So Krsna is thinking, what am I going to do? He looks down at the basket and he says, I have no choice. I have to do it. The fruit's looking too good. So he looks around, he looks left, he looks right, he looks up, he looks down, nobody in sight. He jumps on her lap and he says, Maya! He jumps back off immediately. And the old fruit seller, she's overcome with bliss. She's overcome with joy. She's overcome with peace and contentment. And so Krsna, he holds his hands out and she starts piling fruits in his hands, piling fruits on his hands, piling fruits until he can barely even see. Only his eyes are visible. And so he looks back at her, gives her the biggest smile, and he runs into the house. Krsna takes these fruits and he gives it to his mother. And his mother asks him, where did you get all of this from? Where did you get all of these fruits from? And it is said that Mother Yashoda, she started distributing fruits to all of the animals, to all of the gopis, to anybody she could find. She started sharing fruits. But somehow, it never ran out. Somehow, the fruits remained in abundance. Meanwhile, this old fruit seller is mesmerized and she's sitting once more under the tree. until someone passes her and says, a couple hours later, "Hey, what are you doing here?" She regains her consciousness and she decides it is time to go back home. And so she picks up her basket, which is now empty except for a few grains, and she places it on her head. And as she walks back towards Mathura, all she can think about is Kanha. Aayi re Kanha. Govinda bol. Finally, after all this wishing and all this praying and all this manifesting, Kanha really sat on my lap and called me Maya. I have no children, but Kanha, the Lord of the universe, he has sat on my lap and he has called me Maya. And so she is walking and all her thoughts are consumed with Krishna. And as she walks closer to Mathura, she finds, well, maybe I'm getting tired because this basket is feeling heavy. Maybe I'm getting tired. And so she pulls it together and she, picks up her pace and says, maybe it's my strength. But as she gets closer and closer to the Yamuna, the basket is becoming heavier and heavier until she can't stand the weight anymore. And so she takes the basket off of her head and she places it on the floor. And as she uncovers it, what does she see? Her basket is filled with priceless gems. And so immediately she understands that these few grains that came from Jagat Pita, from the Lord of the universe, few grains, has become the wealthiest of the wealthy. It surpasses even the treasures in King Kamsa's treasury. And so she looks at it and she smiles and she covers it. Places it on her head and continues towards the Yamuna. And as she gets to the Yamuna, what does she do? She takes the basket off her head, she dumps it into the river. And people are passers-by are looking at her and thinking, has this woman gone crazy? Look at the jewels that she is throwing into the Yamuna carelessly. Has she gone crazy? And to the world, she appeared to be mad. And in her heart, she was mad. She was mad for her karma. And all she could sing was, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Mukund